अज्ञानतिमिरान्तस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नारायण परा वेदा देवा नारायणाङ्गजाः नारायण परालोका नारायण परामखाः नारायण परो योगो नारायण परन्तपः नारायण परं ज्ञानं नारायण परागतिः तस्मात् केन मनसा भगवान् सात्वतां पतिः श्रोतव्य कीर्तितव्यश्च ध्येय पूज्यश्च नित्यदा जयति जगति मायां यस्य कायाधवस्ते वचनरचनमेकं केवलं शाकलय्य ध्रुवपदमपि यातो यत्कृपातो ध्रुवोऽयं सकलकुशलपात्रं ब्रह्मपुत्रं नतास्मि। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः. We are seeing the Narada Bhakti Sutras, and I have completed up to Sutra 37 in Narada Bhakti Sutras. And Sage Narada said that to attain that para bhakti, one has to do the Vishaya Tyagat and Sanga Tyagat. One has to renounce mentally the material world and material objects, and also the attachment towards it. So it has to be mentally done more than physically done. And one has to do that. And to do that, one must have that Avyavritta Bhajanat. One must have undivided bhakti towards Bhagavan. When we have love for something, then automatically we will renounce everything and we will go after that. So when we establish the love for Bhagavan as supreme in our mind, then automatically the Vishaya Tyagat, Sanga Tyagat will happen. But to attain that undivided bhakti or undivided devotion to Bhagavan, what is needed? That is the next sutra, 38. Mukyadastu Mahat Kripayaiva Bhagavat Kripaleshatva. To attain that para bhakti or to have that Avyavritta Bhajana, what is main is the kripa of the holy man or the guru. Mahat Kripa Eva, that is the Kripa of the holy man is more important than Bhagavat Kripa Leshat. Bhagavat Kripa slightly is enough, but the holy man, the Kripa of the holy man is very important, Sage Narada says. Why does he give that second stage for Bhagavat Kripa and first stage for Guru or the holy man? Because through the holy man only we can reach their Kripa, the Kripa of Bhagavan. We have to worship Bhagavan, and who will teach us that all this technique? Only the Guru. So once when we practice that bhakti, then automatically Bhagavat Kripa is automatic. We will get it. We will get liberation or we will attain para bhakti. But for that, to see holy men and to learn from them is very important. That itself is 80%. Then the rest 20% will come automatically or it will happen. To get that Bhagavat Kripa, the Kripa of the holy man or the Guru is very important, like that Sage Narada feels. Only the great acharyas or the great men, they have the capacity to change our life. That's why we must have heard that when we see a yogi or a jnani, or when we go to a Siddha Pida like that, then automatically our mind will change. That those places or those people have that capacity or capability to erase the negativities of our mind. So after that, we can worship Bhagavan. Once if we remove the impurities from the mind, then filling it with good thoughts is very easy. Our life changes only by that, and we will indulge in spirituality and to attain the grace of God. That will come automatically. But to see the holy man and to get their advice, is very important, because the holy men will not act, any acharyas or guru or holy men, they will not accept everyone so easily. They will see whether this person is capable of that, seeing our capability, whether our mind is pure, to at least to an extent. Only then they can bring change in us. So even if we see the holy men, it is not that all of the holy men will accept all the bhaktas or the sishyas. So that is very important to attain para bhakti, says Sage Narada. Bhagavad Kripa is universal. It is just like sunlight. But what we have done is, just like closing all the windows and all the doors and sitting inside a dark room, even when there is bright sunlight outside, we have covered our mind with the ego and all types of impurities. So when that is there, when we have closed ourselves from the influence of others, then they cannot come and help us. So they will see our capability and capacity, and then they will guide us in the right way. So, before going to the guru or saying holy man, it is reasonable to remove our ego, or to at least understand what our ego is. So, about that only he tells in the next sutra, Sutra 39. Mahat sangastu dhurlabho ghamyo mogascha. So that Mahat Sangha, that is the company of the great men or the holy men or the acharyas, is durlabha, very rare to get there. We can at least see them very rarely only. It is not so easy to see the great acharyas, the real gurus, the real holy men who always have that para bhakti towards Bhagavan. It is very durlabha. Agamya means it's not explicit. We cannot identify them so easily. So that is agamya. And then next is amogha. Amogha means definitely we will get the result. So the result is definite. But to see them is very rare. And even if we see them, all cannot identify it. That's why here the ego plays a very important role. What is said by Sage Narada is, Durlabha, it is very difficult to see such acharyas in real life. It is very, very rare to see them in person. If we see them in person, then our spiritual involvement will be very quick. Just by when we see them and when they look at our face or our eyes, our mind will change immediately. So that is very, 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 very rare. But equally important is to read their work, or to listen to their speeches, or to read their messages. So to read about their work, just like Adi Shankaracharya, he has written so many works. So if we understand them, it is equal to listening to his lectures directly, is it not? So when we read his work or they read the hymns of Acharya, then it is equal to being with them in person. It's just like that. So we have to read their work. Reading the work of Vivekananda Swami, all this are equal, because it is just like being with them. What are all there in their mind, they have written in their work or speeches or talks or anything. When we read Bhagavad Gita or any other work like the Srimad Bhagavata, it is just like Veda Vyasa or Shuka Brahma Rishi is telling us directly about Bhagavan Krishna and all the other rishis and what are all said in Bhagavatam. So to read their work is equally important, and it changes our mind. In the same way, if we read the life histories of Mahatmas like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa or Vivekananda or Ramana Maharshi, then we will have that confidence and inspiration in the spiritual path. Because what we think in the spiritual path is we will not have any obstacles. But when we read their life histories, or to come to know about their personal life or about their spiritual path, we will understand what all we experience is just like dust. What they have experienced is just like mountain. They have crossed over all this. So why should we make it as a big thing? That like that we will feel. Even the same thing like with Bhagavan Krishna, if we read his life, what are difficulties he has experienced, we have not experienced even a bit of it. The same with Bhagavan Sri Ram. When we read Ramayana, we will know what all difficulties Bhagavan Sri Ram or Devi Sita, they have crossed over. but they were so mentally strong, and so they were able to come out of it. So all by reading all the life histories of the Mahatmas or the Puranas like this, we will get inspiration as well as confidence in our mind, says sage Narada. So that's why it is durlabha, it is very rare, and if we get an opportunity we have to use it. Agamya means not explicit. Even when we see holy men, it is they will not show off just like they are holy men, or they won't wear a garland in around their neck, or they won't walk like that, because they do not want recognition from this materialistic world. Whatever people think of him, they don't care. Only we care for all that. They ignore everything. Whatever people think of their bhakti, or whatever they think of their lifestyle, they are not cared about. They just do not care about all that. Usually, according to the Shastras, the jnanis or the great rishis, they will appear in four ways. First is the unmattavat, just like a madman. If we see him, we will see, is he a jnani? We will say. Like that only they will dress up, or their behavior will be unmattavat. So they will just walk in this world just like a madman. This is one way they appear. The next way is balavata, just like a small child, without any maturities and without any responsibility. They will walk in this world because they are not cared about what other people think of them, because they have their precious gem inside. They know about Atma. And another way is pishashabata. They will be very rude and angry. They uh, appear like that. We have also heard about as the story that one of the jnanis, whoever go near him, sometimes he will not see, he will not mind also. Sometimes for some people he will have a stick and he will beat them. It will really pain for that other person, but that's the end of his sorrow and miseries. With that touching of that person with this stick, everything, all his miseries and papas are gone. So they will appear just like Pishachabatan, very rude and arrogant. It is, they appear, but they are not like that. Jadavat means just like an inert man. They won't, even when someone tell anything, they won't care. They just appear like this, just like Jadabarata. That's why that Raja called him to carry him. So it is, he will be just like, they will be just like Jadavatu, not interested in anything. They don't care about anything. Even when someone scold him or beat him, they just don't care. They are not care about anything. So like this only the jnanis or the yogis will appear in this world. Thus says the Shastra. So we cannot understand a jnani or a yogi unless our ego is removed. If we do not, because it is the ego and the mind that separates us from the knowledge. So when that is removed, we can understand that this person is knowledgeable. So says sage Narada. And he says that the recognition of the jnani is possible only with the purity of the mind. And the next point is amogaha. Amogaha means once if you see them, read their work or their talks, or listen to their talks, or read the scriptures, then the result is unfailing, infallible. We'll definitely get the result that will change our direction of our life itself. When a Mahatma sees us in person, then it will open our inner eye. Then our level of spiritual development itself will be very different. So, getting a chance to see a holy man or a great acharya is very rare. Only when our mind is pure we can find them. If we have chance of meeting them, then our life will change in a different, it will take a different path. So to see a Mahatma is durlabha, very rare. Aghamya, we cannot identify them easily. And amogaha, if we get a chance, then it is definitely will change our path. So with this ends this Sutra 39, and we will see the next sutra in my next upload. Om Namo Narayana